Patricia, this is Deb, take 3. That's Zanzi. All right. So it just occurred to me, curiously enough, to tell you that this all started, Unifying Theory of Human Energy, Potential, and Well-Being, when I was the director of research for Outthinking Parkinson's. So yeah, my own autism, it's like the last straw here to everything. Now, I had a partner who did have Parkinson's. I kind of do. Parkinson's per se, nobody, but morbid obesity is a Parkinsonism. In the terms of the philosophical hypothesis of bioelectricity, everything is about, this is why I figured I got to turn on the video here. Sorry. Homeodynamic balance. Now, homeostasis is the official term, and it's just like the Western medicine measurement man of mechanized whiteness to call the constantly changing, ever fluid dynamicism of the human body's functioning as stasis, homeostasis. Okay, so homeodynamic balancing. This is what unites everything. So this is why, autism in all of its complexity is really the gateway to all chronic disease and mental illness. You see, disease, the things that are caused by pathogens and viruses and so on and so forth, and, injuries and such and so forth, but chronic conditions that are all idiopathic in the Western thought tradition, that's where this little brain is worth. Oh, I could beat Elon to 1 trillion. But I haven't been able to find one person who will keep up with me intellectually. I know you can. It doesn't take me very long to figure out, but you had to have the time, and I know this is an imposition. I'm asking for your time, but we're going to improve the lives of every human with autism. And then once we've done our thing in adding bioelectricity into the autism research community, I'll go forward and take care of everything else. You can come with me. I'm so starved for human attention. 12 years I've lived on this planet and nobody's cared about me. 3 years. So I self-engineered a Kundalini awakening. This is all lived. So I do mention the thought experiments. Everyone's Einstein, but there's lived experience here. When I turned 50, which was 3 years ago, and a quarter. Can't leave that out, because I'm traumatized, to be quite honest. For 3.25 years. What happened when I turned 50? I was nearly dead. On top of autism, no, it was a toxic mold exposure. Really, I'd never really identified with autism because of all of the crap I'm getting from the media. I knew I had sensory, and I called it multiple chemical sensitivity. And then I don't know if you're familiar, you're very widely read. I love this about you. Elaine Aron, highly sensitive people, HSP. That's white privileged female autism. So, and she's a psychologist. So I said that, and so multiple chemical sensitivity and HSP. And I documented the incident that happened on November 1st, 2021. That was like, no. I'm as autistic as AF. I just had to depart the library, as you can tell from the lighting, to find the only big shady tree here. Well, there's a few of them. The reason I say only is because I got chased away crying. Because the other 3 trees prior, construction, cleaning, and then the third one, I mean, it pushed me, I was crying driving down the street. I had to get pulled over for having a meltdown. I'm perfectly capable of driving with a meltdown. You'll see I've got a number of videos. I've used this time wisely. I've got a number of meltdowns on video. But it's torture. Having sensory processing and being sensory processing, I don't like disorder, so I skip that. I don't like challenges. There's nothing dysfunctional about it. My highly calibrated sensory processing is an evolutionary gift. Back in the day, what do? Evolutionarily speaking, we migrated. For the first 150,000 years of Homo sapienses, and over the last 50,000 years, we migrated, hunted and gathered, foraged, whatever. Migration was what we did. It is not simply just the toxicity of industrialization, plantation capitalism, as I like to call it when I get into how we fix all this. We demolish plantation capitalism. That's how we we can't fix the environment. I mean, look at it this way. There was the recent Edinburgh. Oh, I knew it was up there. I kept wanting to say Stockholm because we have Stockholm syndrome to stuff. Got all of these great little bits. They're all just floating around non-linearly. And once I am not living in trauma, I'm literally being tortured. Living on the streets, the exhaust, the lack of, 15 and a half months of lack of sleep is essentially done me in. But going back, when I turned 50, and I'm 53 and a quarter right now, I was 333 pounds. I evaporated 150 pounds in the 15 months after turning 50 using my thinking equipment, not any standard diet or exercise advice. I skimmed through your chapter, food, and yes, so as far as personal quality of life interventions, food is important. But my subconscious and my throat needs to tell you, I'm staying alive over here. I'm a modern 2022 hunter and gatherer. Eating nothing but white stuff is not a death sentence in itself. And this is the same thing. So they tell you to exercise to lose weight. The correlation and the causation is going the wrong way. I think in the first video I told you it's body up. It's always body up. And in fact, I will revise the most famous sentence in philosophy from I think, therefore I am, to the truth. It's much more essential. I embody, therefore I am. You don't need to think. This is what everyone's trying to do. Mindfulness and meditation. They're trying to stop the thinking. Something's wrong with our thinking. I am the large, redheaded girl who's grown up to give Sigmund Freud vagina envy. Because I got thinking sorted. I know what our where, who, how. I know more about our subconscious than the cigar-smoking, armchair-sitting pervert. I have tools. I have had low energy neurofeedback sessions, and I have used the tools just like Ben Franklin used a kite and a key. I have used tuning forks to understand our electromagnetic nature. It's all gotten very complex, has it not? Yes. Hashtag neurocomplex. You're gonna be saying this about like the reason I have, I don't want to be a philosophy professor. I don't want to tenure and Guarding Melon's on my shit list right now. We need a public persona. Over in the UK, they have Stephen Fry, for example, who, is an entertainer, but he also just stands on stage and pontificates. Stand-up philosophy. One-woman improv, Socratic monologues. That's what this is. So I just wanted to fill back in the homeodynamic balance is modulated by cannabis. So to lose 150 pounds in the 15 months after turning 50, did not need diet or exercise. I needed cannabis and nothing. The biophysics of fasting is what I'm referring to with nothing. I am the real deal. And you and I are in Dustin Hoffman and that other guy who I don't like saying his name. Good thing I'm Dustin Hoffman, right? If you enjoy being the other guy, good on you. But I am a rain woman, and I need someone to help me contextualize my work. I need someone to help me find a few patrons so I can handle this financial near-death experience, and then find some strategic collaborators to help me really and truly become a kind of Deepak Chopra in a certain way of philosophy. And actually, Deepak will love me because I'm always blending ancestral wisdom, Indian, Chinese, but also my own flavor, African wisdom, understanding that we're migration, understanding that we're all one species, and these last 500 years of whiteness have jeopardized the prior 200,000 years of Africanness that figured out how to get everywhere across this globe, every habitable landmass, without planes, without shoes. The wrongness of the story that's gotten told over the last 500 years has brought us to the brink of self-extincting our species in about 30 years. So before I get around, we'll work on autism and we'll get started. And nobody will see how it applies to them. And then my number one priority is to demolish racism this decade. I'll tie this all together for you. We don't unite as one species. There is no way. Look, we saw it in Edinburgh. We cannot solve climate change in nation-based silos. All of us everywhere have got to understand what's at stake. We have got to work together, not fight each other, not be greedy. And I got a lot of things to say about consciousness, human consciousness, and the fact that it's not any different in us than it is in any other cell of carbon-based life. There's your interconnection for you. And I blend all of that with bleeding edge quantum physics. E equals mc cubed. Puts us into the mix to see that I cube is not c squared, maybe the speed of light. C cubed is the evolution of consciousness. Oh, I got so much. It's really good. So I call it, what I'm trying to fund is the hashtag well-being philosophy entercation empire. And I'm sad to say, I am utterly broke. I don't have any money for food or for $7 gas in California. It's Zanzi. I'm scared I won't be able to pay the $65 to keep my phone on. Hence the urgency of all this. All right, keep this as brief as possible. Just another intro in case it comes up. Also watch, and you might happen to do it. A little bit more about me, Patricia. Anytime. Weekends, evenings, if you've got time, I need your help. I need just a little bit of life support. And then, look, hire me as a little bitty consultant, and I'll help you, write an article on adult autistics. There's a lot more of us. Look, there was no such thing as autism in the 70s when I was a child. I wouldn't have got diagnosed anyway because of the morbid obesity thing, but many others would have. And I've made friends with these people on LinkedIn. There's a crisis going on. I'm being tortured to death because I have hyperlexia. No one with the current attention spans will listen to me, and they've all left me for dead. Every single person I've asked for help has ultimately been so enslaved by plantation capitalism that they've had to shut their mind off about the fact that I've lived on the streets for 15 and a half months. This story must be on a stage. We must contend with it and contend with everything else that I have to say, or else there's no future for our species. No good future, that's for sure. No humane future. No loving, caring, creative, playful, innovative. It's all in my theories, all in my hypotheses. And I promise you, I've got the physiological, and mental health to spend the next 50 years of my life getting this all sorted out. Thank you for writing that book. I'm about to go hug the library director over at the PG library. And this has been Deb. Harmony.